Ah, there you are. I was expecting you. Let us begin.
If one were to look upon the lava lakes of Izalith, buried under the rest of Lordran, ancient and forgotten, they might be forgiven for thinking that this is the lowest point in the realm. But this is not the case, for Lordran was not the first kingdom to stand here. Long ago, in the time before fire, the world was very different.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
Long since forgotten, the land of dragons has been held in a sort of stasis, even its very entrance hidden away in the swamps of Blighttown. A giant tree in the corner of a poisonous swamp, but it holds a secret. Within its trunk, a pathway. Perhaps this is the same tree that stretches as high as the Firelink Shrine. The corruption of Blighttown has not penetrated this tree, although there are other creatures that have made this place their home. The basilisks roam its branches, their breath turning any who enter to crystalline statues. These strange creatures seem to hold some connection to the Gravelord Nito, their false eyes being used as offerings to him. Perhaps the cursed mist that they generate is in fact some form of the miasma Nito unleashed upon the dragons. Descending further, we can find families of mushroom people, more aggressive than many others that we may come across. The base of the tree itself has given way to these large toadstools, spreading out and circling upwards. Perhaps these inhabitants tumbled down the hollow trunk and have been stuck ever since. The toadstools may even be their attempts to climb out of their wooden tomb. The bottom of the tree opens out into an ancient and mysterious land, covered by vast stretches of water and ashen beaches, and arch trees as far as the eye can see. Some say that these trees hold up the world, and the realms of man sit atop this, the land of dragons. Others still claim that each tree leads to a separate space and time, where the events of Lordran play out again, only with different actors in a different way. Perhaps this is how souls can connect with one another and engage in jolly cooperation. Whatever the answer may be, as we cross this land, the eerie silence is broken only by a sparse few inhabitants. Amidst the waters, a terrible hydra floats, spewing water at anything that tries to pass. Further in, we can find man-eater shells, giant clams with legs, and maws filled with skulls. It is said that within their bodies they can produce purging stones, capable of drawing the curse from a person and transferring it to the soul trapped within the stone. Perhaps it is the remnants of the human souls devoured by the clams, unable to claim their victim's humanity. It instead congealed and formed this stone in place of a pearl. But there is a more wondrous creature to be found in this barren peninsula. Following the beaches to their end, we can find the nest of what may very well be the last of the ancient everlasting dragons. She sits alone, watching over her nest and accepting the fealty of undead that wish to serve her, offering up a steady supply of dragon scales to their ancient mistress in the hopes of one day two becoming dragons. She may even be a firekeeper, given that the bonfire before her is already aflame on arrival. She is remarkably docile for a creature with such a dark reputation. Even slicing her tail off will not provoke her to action. A strange disposition for a race of creatures known for their tyranny and oppression. Perhaps this just serves to prove that not everything the gods tell us is true, and there is much more to be found if we only begin to scratch away at the surface and dig deeper.
Now go. Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.